Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a really powerful devotional that offers up an ancient secret for tackling modern burnout. It's a total challenge to that idea that being busy is the same as being productive. And it has a solution that's, well, probably not what you'd expect.
All right, let's kick things off with a question that really gets to the heart of this. We live in a world that is obsessed with the hustle, right? We're all told that if you stop moving, you're falling behind. But what if that's just not true? This devotional says, hold on a second, let's rethink that. So first up, we've got to get a handle on the problem that the source text identifies. And it's a big one. It's this deep anxiety that feels like it's just tangled up in everything we do, a constant pressure that keeps us on the move.
The argument here is that we're basically programmed by our culture to always be running, always be anxiously looking for the next thing, the next opportunity, scrambling to get our needs met. It feels like a race that literally has no finish line.
And where does all this running get us? Well, according to the text, it's not a happy ending. It leaves people feeling totally battered, broken, disoriented, and just stuck in this state of endless restlessness. Sound familiar?
And the author puts this in really stark terms. This isn't just about being a little tired or needing a nap. The argument is that refusing to rest is actually a form of self-destruction. It's a fast track to a total breakdown.
Okay, so now let's get to the really interesting part, the story at the center of all this. It's a story that presents a totally different way forward, and it all starts with a huge hungry crowd and what seems like an impossible problem.
So picture this. We're in the biblical book of John, chapter 6. You've got a crowd of 5,000 men, and that's not even counting the women and children, so it was massive. They're out in the middle of nowhere, they're hungry, and the need for food is huge and it is immediate. And right in the middle of this chaos, this urgent need, Jesus gives what the devotional calls a characteristically unconventional command. He doesn't say, go find food or let's get organized. He just says, make the men sit down. And this is the moment the devotional wants us to really think about. With a massive, urgent problem staring you in the face, why on earth would your first move be to just stop everything? It's completely counterintuitive, isn't it? It makes almost no practical sense. So this is where we really start to peel back the layers and understand the powerful, symbolic meaning behind this simple, unexpected action of just sitting down. Okay, so sitting down here means way more than just, sitting down. It's a strategic, spiritual move. It's about consciously stopping that frantic hustle, finding a place of rest, and putting yourself in a position where you can actually hear and receive some direction. And this chart just lays it all out so clearly. You see the contrast, right? On one side, you've got the world's way. Stay on the move, anxiously strive, live with restlessness and pressure. But the master's way presented here is the total opposite. Sit down, receive instruction, and find nourishment. But wait, there's another little detail in the story that turns out to be a really big deal. It's not just that they sat down, it's about where they were told to sit. So the text specifically says there was much grass in that place. And you might think, okay, so what? It was comfortable. But the author says this is huge. It's a symbol of green pastures, a place of spiritual nourishment. The whole idea is that sitting down with God's word is how we get the real food that solves the anxiety that's making us so restless in the first place. All right, this is all leading up to the big idea, the main takeaway from this whole devotional on how to handle life's pressures in a completely new way.
And here it is. The real secret to changing your life isn't about working harder or moving faster or hustling more. It's about having the wisdom to know when to stop, to be still, and to just listen. That's where the real power comes from. So, we'll leave you with the final question this devotional poses, turning this ancient story into a really personal challenge. When you look at your own life, with all its pressures and challenges, when is it time for you to stop running and simply sit down?